Hello, sweet friends, and welcome to my channel, Crafting with me, Indiana Jones, your mistress for Christmas, and I have something very sweet for you. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving and you've recovered from your wonderful meals. But today, we're serving up some gingerbread sweetness just for Christmas. Today I'm part of a Can't Sleep Creations collaboration with my sweet friends, Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, Jody at Southern Seasons, and Monica of A Ball Night DIY, along with many other enthusiasts of gingerbread and gingerbread-like sweets. So let's see what we can come up with for Christmas today. If you were here during Halloween, you will recognize this cute little cabinet that I found at a church bazaar, and I created it into a forest witch's cabinet studio kind of thing, whatever you want to call it. But now it's Christmas, so let's turn this around as quickly as we can. Now, I did take apart everything that was on here and tried to clean it up as much as we can. And of course, I was under the watchful eye of my adorable cat, Kuru. So here I'm just taking off all the moss, everything, and luckily because I used hot glue, it really didn't stay too permanently. The hardest part of any renovation is figuring out what colors you want to use, what patterns, and I finally decided on this beautiful little, I don't know, it's like a Christmassy plaid pattern. I wanted to make it very, cutesy and very feminine, but at the same time I figured, this is Mrs. Claus's kitchen and Santa's part of that as well, and I'm sure he would enjoy a nice little plaid. So I thought this fit for both of their characters. I forgot to mention. So this is Mrs. Claus's kitchen cabinet where she creates her wonderful gingerbread creations, and there's a sleepy little kitty cat right next to me, always my little companion. So I am just putting together this new wallpaper for this cabinet. Now for the forest witch, I had added those little lights and I wanted to make sure they worked, but I wanted to add some Christmas lights. So I had this string of little fake Christmas lights. I wish I could have found the small colored lights, the fairy lights. I only seem to find the white ones only. So I thought, well, I'll add a little color with this string of lights. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I got this at Hobby Lobby. And I think it's adorable. You can actually wear it as a necklace as well. Now it's time to make the gingerbread. So let's get started with some air dry clay. Actually, this is foam clay. This is my favorite to use for any kind of gingerbread projects. And what I did was I cut out little styrofoam gingerbread houses, and I'm covering them with the I like to think of it as like it's gingerbread, but it can also be like fondant. So this is the way I'm creating my gingerbread houses, because after all, this is a gingerbread collaboration. So here I'm creating my little gingerbread houses. Very easy to do. Just cut the clay to fit the styrofoam house, just one by one, taking your time. And as you can see, I'm always rushed, unfortunately, but still I think I come up with some really cute ideas. So this is an easy way to make little mini gingerbread houses. Again, everything you see here, you might see here as a decoration for this cabinet, but they can also be on, standalone ornaments. So although I didn't make an ornament, these can all be used as ornaments as well. Imagine if everybody made their own little gingerbread house. And I think this is easier than cutting out the clay piece by piece and putting it together. I think just making it with styrofoam and foam clay is so much easier. Luna stopped in to remind you to please like, share, and subscribe to help my channel grow. Thanks again. Okay, let's take a quick promotional break. Look at this, it's so cool. It's a giant inflatable Christmas ball. Yes, it's an inflatable, but not like the other inflatables that you know. This is a stronger quality. It's not that thin quality. And what I like about it, it also has lights, and they are remote control. Now this is different because you actually inflate it just like you would inflate a raft or any kind of pool toy. Manny is helping me with the camera work today. And all you do is use an inflator, or what is it called? It's an inflator? A pump? It's used a pump. All I did was use a pump to inflate my little ornament ball. And what's cool about this is that it's so lightweight. You can hang it from trees. You can put it on top of your bushes. You can put it anywhere you like. This is also wonderful, awesome office decor because it's neat and tidy, and you don't have to worry about, you know, getting anything a mess, and you can just put it anywhere. You can put it on a desk in your office. It's just so much fun. I got the tree and the reindeer, and this is from a company called Waputne. I'll have more information about them in my description down below. You can purchase these from Amazon, and I got these in just a few days. Very inexpensive, but very, very fun. And especially if you can get 2 at a time, it really makes such a difference. Now there's the little light that is contained in the unit, and it also, all it uses is one of those little coin batteries, and it's easy. And look how bright the lights are. It's so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I really had fun putting this together and displaying it outside in my front yard. So please remember to check out the product link in my description down below. Now I did skip a step, which is where I used these tiny little gingerbread cutouts to make my little gingerbread men. And all I did for the cookies, I made 2 types of cookies. They're going to be chocolate chip cookies and macarons, French macarons, as you know, I love those. And all I did with those was I just rolled little balls of clay, and then I stamped them down with my finger to make them flat for the sugar cookies. Well, it could be sugar cookies as well, the chocolate chip cookies. And for the macarons, I just flattened them slightly on one side and kept the other side a little more rounded. So here all I'm doing is using my acrylic paints from Plaid and the Plaid family of products. So these are folk art paints, and all I did was paint my cookies accordingly to each type of cookie. Now, I've come up with a theory about cookies and Mrs. Claus. I believe the reason why we're told to keep cookies outside or to leave cookies for Santa Claus isn't because he eats them all. No. I believe he brings them. Oh, here I'm making chips for the cookies. I believe he brings a cookie sample from every cookie that he has offered all around the world, and he brings them to Mrs. Claus, and she like back engineers them, or you know what, retro engineers them, and figures out how to make these cookies, because she's like the master cookie maker. I don't know if you know this, but yes. So that's why you have to put out your best cookies for Santa, so that he can take your best cookies to Mrs. Claus, so she can create them, and so he can pick out what his favorite cookies are, and he can have them all year long. Isn't that a great idea? I think that's what's going on. Now look at how cute these little chocolate chip cookies came out. Now I got inspired and I created croissants as well. Why not? It's my Santa Claus bakery. It's Mrs. Claus's bakery. What's Mrs. Claus's first name? You know I love asking you guys for names. What do you think is Mrs. Claus's first name? By the way, I loved all the hat lady names you guys gave me. They're so retro and I love them all. So here all I'm doing is adding some of this textured or puffy paint, and making it icing for my croissants. I think they came out so cute, and I made these little I don't know what they're called, like little crullers or eclairs, whatever, and I'm covering them. A few are going to be covered in chocolate and others with the white cream, because you know it's nice to have variety in your kitchen. Alright, but this is a gingerbread challenge, so let's get back to the gingerbread houses. And here are my mini little houses. They're so cute. Now, I'm going to tell you, if I was very good with my little tiny fingers and hands, I would be making little tiny things. I don't have the patience, so I'm a little messy when it comes to details, but you know, it's icing. It's supposed to look like red icing, and she's in a hurry after all. I mean, she has to make a bunch of these gingerbread houses to celebrate Christmas and Christmas Eve. The elves absolutely love her little gingerbread houses, so that's what she's doing. She's making little gingerbread houses for all the little elves to thank them for all their hard work. That's why they love her so much. But there are some mischievous elves out there in the kitchen, so be wary of those little elves. To display the macarons, I couldn't think of anything cuter than a little mini tree. So this is one of those little mini foam trees that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, and that I used for my little angels in my last video. And so here I think I cut it down a little bit just to fit in the space, but all I'm doing is adding all my cute little macarons. As you can see, I colored them in the light pink and the mint green, and of course a nice luscious red. I just love this. I always wanted a macaron tree. Maybe I'll make one for myself for New Year's. I'll do that for New Year's and I'll share it with you. How's that? Yeah, let's see if I can do that. Remind me of it, because, macarons are really hard to make. If you've ever made a French macaron, they are quite fastidious. I love that word. But here I am not fastidious, and I'm enjoying creating my little macaron Christmas tree. If you notice, these two pieces of cake here, I actually used the bottoms of the the cones that I cut off. I evened out the bottom so that they would be even, and I put fondant, which is not really fondant, but my air dry foam clay, and it looks just like white fondant. It really does, and it was perfect to put inside of my clay, so I wouldn't overuse my clay. You don't want to, first of all, if you use too much clay and if it's too thick on the inside, it doesn't dry well, and it's always soft, and it kind of it doesn't really dry well. So this is my way of doing that with an insert of foam, and it's great because foam clay instantly clings to styrofoam. So here I am decorating once again with that I guess it's dimensional paint, or whatever you want to call it, puffy paint that you use on your t-shirts. And I had them in my stash anyway, so here I am just adding some details to that cute little cake. Now, Mrs. Claus also keeps a bunch of little candies. Now, I have these little jars, once again, from my stash, and you know that you get these at the Dollar Tree. And I had these cute little, I can't remember where I got these, peppermint sticks. I got them last year somewhere, and so I just added them. I also created other jars with beads of different colors. In my stash, I also found these cute little gingerbread men. So how perfect is that to decorate my little gingerbread houses? And I'm adding a wreath, adding some more details. And of course, I'm going to add some glitter to look like sugar on top of my gingerbread houses. Basically anything that wasn't moving on my desk, which hopefully is, well, of course, not including the cats, anything that wasn't moving on my desk got glittered up. Let's face it. So I glittered up the little gingerbreads, and I glittered up the little gingerbread houses, and I glittered up the white cake, anything and everything, just to give it a little more sparkle, because that's what she does. That's what Mrs. Claus does. She adds the sparkle to our Christmases. Now, Mrs. Claus also loves some artwork in her kitchen, so of course I'm going to add some artwork. Now, some of these frames I actually used IOD molds, and I am going to use IOD transfers as well. I thought this was perfect for her little kitchen to have a little gingerbread man. And of course, the one that you see above, the frosty one, I had done in a previous video for IOD products. Now, all of my IOD products I get through my friend Lynn and Megan of L&J Goods. I'll have their information down below, but it's just so cute. Now, she does have Frosty framed up there because she just saw that Hallmark movie, Hot Frosty. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but it's okay. He's a cute guy, whatever. But it was a fun movie. If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's a little bit of a crazy movie. Anyway, now she has the love of her life, Mr. Claus, Mr. C himself, Nicholas. He's such a sweetheart. Or Kris Kringle. Is it St. Nicholas or Kris Kringle to you? I don't know. It goes under so many names. Papa Noel. I love that name, Papa Noel. Anyway, but for us, he's Santa Claus. Santa Claus. I don't know. Tell me the names of Santa Claus that you know or that you were brought up with. We were brought up with Santa Claus. Cuban family, but we also were brought up with the Three Kings, so we celebrate, Epiphany. Anyway, so here I'm just creating a little framed artwork for her to have in her little kitchen studio to, just finish off the beautiful area where she works and creates her lovely confections. And once again, what's our rule here? If it's not moving, we're putting glitter on it. So we're putting glitter on my Santa Claus and all of the little, the fur on his coat, just to make it glisten like snow is falling. But the other frames are going to get them as well. The other framed artworks are also going to get a little bit of glitter. And here we have all of our artworks ready to go in her kitchen studio. Here's another fun and fast promotional. This is for the Vevor snow machine. Now, first I misunderstood and I said, well, I don't have snow. I wouldn't need a snow machine to get rid of snow. And they said, no, it's to make snow. And if there's anything I would want, it's a beautiful white Christmas. So with the Vevor snow machine, I'll have somewhat of a white Christmas. It's a very easy product. If you have a fog machine, it works very similarly. It even has snow juice, I guess they call it, or snow oil. But it's just like a fog machine. You just pour in the liquid, and this is apparently a soapy liquid, but it doesn't have the soapy contents that would damage your eyes. It also has a remote control, which is adorable because it has an antenna. But it is really so much fun to use. It comes with lights, and there you have it. We have snow. Now you can control how much snow you want to put out there, and here is Luke testing out the product as well, and I had a blast. Again, it did not damage my eyes in any way. It wasn't hurting me in any way. I was just having fun and screaming and just being a kid with my kid, and it is so much fun. So if you live in the South like I do and would like to have a snow machine of your own, check out Amazon and look for the Vevor snow machine. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to have friends over and enjoy this wonderful product with them and have some Christmas snow. There I am with Manny. He was enjoying it when he first saw it as well. He said, this is too funny. And Luke had a ball, and I did come after Luke with my own snow machine, and he loved it. This is so much fun. So if you can get a chance, check out Vevor and the information in my description down below. Thanks, Vevor, for this white Christmas dream come true. Excuse my disheveled look, but I'm excited to get everything into my little cabinet here. So come closer so you can see everything that's going on and have fun with me as I decorate my little cabinet. In case you forgot, here's all the fun goodies that I made to put in my little cabinet. So let's get started. Now first, let's turn on the lights. I do this all the time. When you set up a Christmas tree, the first thing you put on are the lights and make sure they're secure. So I just secure the lights. And I decided to add these cute little gingham bows to match with the gingham background. I don't know, I thought it was cute. I didn't want to put too much stuff. And later on I realized that it kind of impedes the little cabinet, but that's okay. Now for the little cabinet door holders, I was gonna paint them, but and then I came up with this idea. I had these little cookies, and these are from Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure if they had them this year. This was in my stash from last year, obviously. Christmas clearance, and I just added them. Look at that, what a big difference. Now I want to do this to my cabinets in the kitchen. I don't think it would go down that well, but wouldn't that be cute though, just for Christmas, to have some, like, you know, some attachments like magnets that you can add to your doorknobs, to your cabinet knobs. Now I'm adding the little frosty frame right up there, and I don't know if you noticed that I did add a little bow at the top. And now I'm going to add, see, there's a seam there that didn't come out. It was an unseemly seam. So I covered that with the gingerbread frame. And now, of course, there's Mr. Claus, Mr. Santa Claus, her love. And I put him on the top of the cabinet, even though you don't see it, but you will see it later. I had this little ornament that had a little putz house inside of a greenhouse, so I also put that on top. This ornament was from Hobby Lobby. I also got that last year, and I thought it was perfect for here. Now let's add all of her wonderful confections to her little shelves. This is so cute. I really love this project. I'm so glad I was part of this collaboration and I joined into this open playlist. Now here I was worried that I was running out of space, and I thought, you know what she needs? What do we all have in our kitchens? A tier tray. So I created a little tier tray. I have these two little teacups, and these are from those children's sets of tea sets that I get at the Goodwill or any thrift store. So I had this little perfume bottle. I added some tinsel to the top just to add some color to it, and I'm going to glue that to the bottom of the plate to create a little tier tray. I thought that little bottle looked like a crystal kind of ornament, so I thought it was perfect for Mrs. C's tiered tray. I think this is just adorable. I've made miniature tiered trays in the past, but not this cute. Look at that. It turned out so adorable after it dried and set. Now I'm adding my little gingerbread man that I created at the bottom, and to the top I'm going to add my little French croissants. Croissant. I love saying croissant and macaron. Anyway, I added my little croissants and the other little pastries that she made to await for Santa with the elves as they wait for him to come back from his Christmas Eve jaunt around the world. What a jaunt, right? Now I had this little mason jar, and although I couldn't find the top for it, it was on my table somewhere and it ended up on my floor, and God only knows where that is now, but I couldn't find the top to this little mason jar. So what I'm doing is adding my little gingerbreads that I also created to the side so you can see them readily through the glass. Now I'm adding my little macaron tree, and I did cover the tree with a little bit of glitter as well, because again, it wasn't moving. Check out the salt and pepper shaker gingerbread tree that I found, and look at this little miniature lamp that I had in my stash. It was on clearance at Hobby Lobby for like $1 or something, and decided to buy it, and I'm so glad I did. Now I'm adding my little jars of candies that are basically little beads that I had in my stash. And look, I got the Tim Holtz mini mugs. These were on clearance last year, I believe. I got a set of 2 and I finally found them. And I bought another set because they were 50% off recently at Joann's. So I said I gotta buy them. This little jug I found at the thrift store for only 50 cents. I thought it was adorable and decided to add an IOD transfer just to make it a little more Christmassy. And there you have it. Look how cute. And now that's going to be in one of her little cabinets. I love these little cabinets with the chicken wire inside of the frame. I think they're adorable. Now to the other one, I also have a little milk container and this little pot. It's just so cute. Little miniatures that I've been collecting here and there, and I just love them. Now to continue decorating this cabinet, we have these little jugs and jars that I found also from thrift stores and garage sales, and some of these I've gotten, like I got a whole now that bottle is specifically the one I put on top of the cabinet. That is specifically for some Puerto Rican coquito. If you know, you know. It's like eggnog, but that much better. So if you know somebody who's Puerto Rican, please ask them to make you some coquitos. And look at this set of mini cutters. And these are going to be my little mini cookie cutters that I'm also going to display in the cabinet in just a moment. Now I'm adding some little bottle brush trees, because what would this design be without some bottle brush trees, right? She likes them too in white. I use trees all over this, you'll see later. And just keep adding and making this truly, there they are, the little cutters. I put them in a container. Now this container, believe it or not, I got it. It's clear. It's what you get on the perfumes from Bath and Body Works, those big body splash sprays. That's what it is. So you can use that as a container as well. If you find a cabinet like this, you can create your own little miniature Christmas decoration. My problem now is this is stuck in my craft room until I get to move it. And now I found this. I had this little lantern also in my stash. This is from Tim Holtz as well. And I'm just going to decorate it for Christmas and add a little light inside and put it above in my shelves. Now let's take a closer look at all of these wonderful little decorations that I added to this cabinet. Thanks again to my friends Dawn of Shabby Meets Bling, Jody at Jody of Southern Seasons, and Monica of Up All Night DIY, and the rest of the wonderful creators and collaborators that are part of this collaboration Gingerbread Mania playlist. Please check out their channels and the link down below for more gingerbread inspiration. Thanks again for stopping by, and please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. And as I always say, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure and come back for some more fun and fabulous Christmas adventures coming to you very soon. I'll see you again.